Nearby, the sun-drenched streets of San Francisco shimmer with promise, a kaleidoscope of flower children and free spirits dancing across the screen. Suddenly, darkness descends. A lone car's headlights pierce the fog on a desolate lover's lane, the air heavy with foreboding. Imagine the twilight of the 1960s. America was basking in a technicolor dream of peace and liberation. But beneath the golden glow of the Golden Gate, a sinister revolution was brewing. A faceless phantom was about to shatter that dream into 1,000 bloody pieces. He called himself Zodiac. The scratching of pen on paper fills the air, each stroke deliberate and menacing. A hand presses down hard, carving letters that would soon become infamous. The camera lingers on the crossed circle symbol, a calling card that would strike terror into the hearts of millions. Zodiac was no silent assassin. He was a showman of the macabre, craving an audience for his twisted performance. His letters, sent directly to newsrooms, were not mere confessions. They were acts of psychological warfare. Editors huddled together, faces pale with horror as they read his chilling words. He taunted law enforcement, revealing gruesome details only the killer could know. And then he upped the ante, a cipher, a challenge to the world. Catch me if you can. Northern California became his hunting ground, each attack marked by that ominous symbol on the map. Peaceful havens transformed into stages for his brutal theater. A quiet country road, a secluded golf course, the tranquil shores of Lake Berryessa. He approached his victims not as a common criminal, but as death incarnate. Picture the terror, a hulking figure emerging from the distance, wearing the crude mask of an executioner, the zodiac symbol emblazoned on his chest, a perverse badge of honor. He took his time, savoring every moment of their fear. This wasn't just murder to him. It was a twisted ritual, a collection of souls for some imagined afterlife. His letters were symphonies of madness, the ciphers their cryptic notes. An entire nation became enthralled by his deadly game. The finest minds of the FBI and CIA were left baffled. But then, in an unlikely twist, a high school teacher and his wife accomplished the impossible. They cracked the code, opening a window into the killer's deranged psyche. The decrypted message burned across television screens in blood-red letters. I like killing people. I, too, is so much fun. This wasn't the work of a criminal mastermind with a grand plan. It was the sadistic pleasure of a predator, reveling in the fear he created. How does one hunt a ghost? Law enforcement launched massive manhunts, following thousands of leads that led nowhere. They had a prime suspect, Arthur Lee Allen, a man with a troubled past and eerie connections to the case. He owned a Zodiac brand watch and seemed to always be in the right place at the right time. But the evidence was never quite enough. The Zodiac always remained one step ahead, a phantom slipping through their fingers. And then, after years of terror and frenzied investigation, the letters stopped. The phone calls ceased. The ghost simply vanished into the fog of history, leaving behind a legacy of fear and unanswered questions. The Zodiac was never brought to justice. He won his twisted game, proving a chilling truth. Sometimes the monster doesn't have a face. It can be a symbol scrawled on paper, a distorted voice on the telephone, a shadow that lingers in our collective nightmares. More than half a century has passed since his reign of terror began. The question still hangs over San Francisco like the ever-present fog. Who was he? Did he live out his days among us, dying peacefully in his bed? Or is the ghost still out there, watching, waiting, as we pan across the faces of modern-day San Franciscans, going about their lives? One can't help but wonder, is one of them carrying a secret? Is the Zodiac's legacy still alive, hidden behind an ordinary facade? The sun may shine brightly on the Golden Gate Bridge today, but the shadow of the Zodiac looms large in America's cultural memory. He remains a cipher, a question mark etched in blood across the pages of true crime history. His reign of terror may have ended, but the mystery endures. The Zodiac held America hostage, not just with his brutal crimes, but with the power of fear itself. He turned our safest spaces into potential crime scenes, made us question our neighbors, and showed us the darkness that can lurk behind the most ordinary of faces. The investigation continues to this day, with amateur sleuths and seasoned detectives alike poring over every scrap of evidence. New theories emerge, old suspects are re-examined, and the hope for closure never quite fades away. But perhaps the most chilling aspect of the Zodiac's legacy is how he fundamentally changed the way we view serial killers. He wasn't content to operate in the shadows. He craved the spotlight, turning his crimes into a form of perverse entertainment. He played games with the police and the public, always staying one step ahead. The Zodiac became a cultural boogeyman, inspiring countless books, movies, and TV shows. His cipher-filled letters and cryptic phone calls became the stuff of legend, studied by cryptographers and true crime enthusiasts alike. He tapped into our deepest fears and our morbid fascination with the criminal mind. As we look back on the Zodiac case, we're forced to confront uncomfortable truths about human nature and the limits of justice. How could someone commit such heinous acts and simply disappear? What does it say about our society that we remain so captivated by his story decades later? The Zodiac's reign of terror may have been relatively brief, but its impact continues to ripple through time. He changed the way law enforcement approaches serial killers, leading to advancements in profiling and forensic techniques. BP altered the media landscape, ushering in an era where killers could communicate directly with the public through newspapers and television. But perhaps most significantly, the Zodiac case reminds us of the power of fear. In an age of instant communication and advanced technology, we like to think we're safe from such threats. Yet, the idea that a killer could stalk our communities, taunt our police, and vanish without a trace still chills us to the bone. As the sun sets over San Francisco Bay, casting long shadows across the city, one can almost imagine the Zodiac still out there, a phantom in a crowd, a whisper on the wind, a symbol that continues to haunt our collective consciousness. The case of the Zodiac killer remains unsolved, a testament to the limits of human knowledge and the enduring power of mystery. He held America hostage, not just during his active years, but for generations to come, leaving us with questions that may never be answered. In the end, perhaps that was his true goal all along. Not just to kill, but to become immortal through infamy. To create a legend that would outlive him, keeping us looking over our shoulders, wondering if the danger has truly passed. As we fade to black, the Zodiac's crossed circle symbol lingers on screen, slowly morphing into a question mark. It hangs there, taunting us with its simplicity, reminding us that some mysteries are destined to remain unsolved. The ghost of the Zodiac lives on, a shadow in the corner of our eye, a chill down our spine on a dark night. He is the killer who held America hostage, and in some ways, he never let us go.